So guys, I'm so excited to share with you an app that's called LivePortrait, where you actually can take a still image, turn it into a video, and lip sync to it. Take a look over here at what we did here in just a few moments. I was looking through the book of photographing memory. I've been trying to reconcile what these memories mean to me. But I still live from that last night, the one from which you ran into the arms of another man. That's incredible, right? That's really good. So all we did was we took an image, added it, went ahead used the webcam, and we generated that bad boy. So this is an amazing app. It's called LivePortrait. I'm going to show you how to install it, and as usual, I'm going to have a one click over there so you can get going. There are a lot of downloads that are very tedious and can get a little confusing for you, so I take care of all of that with you. But before we jump in this, please go ahead and like the channel, and follow the channel and like the video, because it really helps us all out here. So but let's go ahead and jump into this. What a cool software. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to go back to our internet here, and we're going to do a search for LivePortrait Git. All right, so boom, going to bring this bad boy up. We're looking for this one, this Quai VG. So go ahead and click this. Schwap. Okay, it's going to bring us in here. Now, as usual, do not download the whole repository just because you're here. We are going to clone it, but we're going to wait for the instructions to tell us to clone it. So here we can see the kind of cool stuff. I mean, what an amazing software this is. So really exciting stuff here. So here we go. We get down to where it says getting started. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and git clone this bad boy. So let's go ahead and copy this. Okay. And then we're going to head over to our terminal window. And as usual, what we want to do is we want to find the directory we're going to put it in. Wherever we create the directory, it's going to do this. So like if I just git cloned it here on the E drive, it would create that there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in a temp file. So I'm going to go mkdir, that means make directory, and I'm just going to go temp. Okay, oh, it already exists. So let's do test. Okay, now I'm going to type cd, that means change directory, and I'm going to go test. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, press Control V. It's going to paste that bad boy in there like that. Boom. Okay, now it's going to take a very short time to get this in here. So we're going to pop back over to our instructions. Okay, and it says what we need to do is get into the folder. Okay, so going back, let's get back here. CD LivePortrait. Okay, now we're going to need to go ahead and create our virtual environment. So over here, we can see it's given us a conda that it wants us to use. And notice it's used in an older Python. It's using 3.9.18. So beautiful thing about virtual environments is that even though you have a certain Python installation on your base, you can use different ones inside your virtual environment. So we're going to go ahead and copy and paste this bad boy. Control C just to copy it. Go back to our here, and then we'll just go ahead and Control V. Okay. So now it's going to ask us if we want to proceed. What we can do is just press space and then put a dash and a Y, and that's going to go ahead and prompt yes if it ever needs to do it. If it needs to create it. So now mine is already created. What's going on? There we go. So it's going to come up. It's going to say that mine's already created. Yours will come up and it'll just do it. Okay. I already prompted it with that Y, so it's going to actually recreate my environment. So there you go. Okay. Now, as usual, we need to go and activate this. So if we look back at our instructions, it says conda activate LivePortrait. So we'll go back here. Same thing, just paste that bad boy in there. And then notice we are now in our virtual environment. Very cool, huh? Okay, so if we go look at our instructions, we're going to see that it wants us to pip install the requirements, but you know better than that because we need to install our CUDA toolkit first. Okay, so we can copy this and get this ready, but we're going to go back over here. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to type Honda install. We're going to hit -C. We've already set up our NVIDIA. If if this catalog, that -C stands for catalog, if it says that the NVIDIA catalog isn't there, you need to go watch my other video about how to add it into your Conda list. So we're going to go Conda install -C. So you look at this catalog NVIDIA, and we're going to type CUDA toolkit equals 11.8.0. All right. And now if you're running 12, you can put 12 in there, but I recommend that for people that we're working with here that they go with 11.8. So we're going to go ahead and let that go there. It's going to ask us again if we want to proceed. So we'll say yes. Okay. And it goes on in there. Okay. Now, we would be tempted to just pip install the requirements, but we want to take a look at them first, don't we? So what we can do is we can type requirements.txt, and what we're doing is we're looking for torch stuff, because remember, when we're using our when we're using our CUDA toolkit, we want to install torch first. But if we install it and then it has other torches in there that are the right ones, it'll actually undo everything we did. And torch is not a small install. So anyway, so let's see what we've got here. We scroll here, but then, oh, look at it. It does have torch, torch vision, torch audio, but notice up here it has this line that means it's going to download it for CUDA. So we're actually set. We don't need to change anything. If it hadn't had this line, we would have deleted all this stuff and done it by hand. We would have gone over to the PyTorch site and done that, like we've done a million times. But it does have it, so cool. Let's type a CLS, it's going to clear the screen. We go back to our instructions, and there it is, pip install requirements. Okay, so going back here, we just Control V, pip install. That -R means that it wants to install from a file, wants to read. What does it want to read? It wants to read requirements.txt. So hit enter. Now again, mine's should go fast because mine's already installed. Maybe it's not. I might have actually deleted the file. So this is going to go. It's going to take a little bit of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for just a minute while this goes ahead and sets up. Right back. Okay, and we're back. And you would think that we're done, but no, we still actually have quite a bit to do here. So we're going to pop back over to our instructions. And now we need to download the pre-trained weights. So these are the models that are actually going to be doing the face stuff and all that. And this gets a little bit complicated here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at, this is our file path. So if we go over here, hold on. There we go. Got these two screens. We're going to pop over here to our Window Explorer. And what we're going to do, we're going to open up the folder that we just created with our Git cloning and all that kind of stuff. And let's look over here, and we're going to see it's telling us that we need to look for a folder called pre-trained weights. So we go back to here. Okay, there's pre-trained weights. So we click that. See that there's nothing in here. Oh boy. Okay, so you can see this these lines here, they show kind of what's going on, the subfolders here. So that means we're going to have to create some folders. And I told you this isn't exactly the fastest, easiest way to do it. But again, you go ahead and just get the one click over on the Patreon site. It's going to do it for you like that. So let's go ahead and you just right click and click new folder, and then go ahead and paste that in there. So if we go back to here, we need another model. So let's click on Insight Face, and then it says we need a folder called Models. So let's just go right click, new folder, and we'll just type Models. Okay. Now going back over here, we need this Buffalo _L. Let's just copy that, Go back to here, click on that, and then new, right click, new folder, paste that in there, Buffalo L. Okay. Now, in here, we're going to have to put some files, okay? So, now what we've got to do, we got to go up here. It says download our pre-trained models from Google Drive. So, these, they don't have it so that you can just bring it down. I have it so that you can just bring it down. Click a button and it'll do it all for you. But with the preload, we got to go do this all by hand. So let's click on Google Drive. And what it's going to do is it's going to pop us over here. So same thing, we're going to drill through this, Insight Face, Models, Buffalo L. Okay, so there's our first one that we're going to need. So what you do is you can't quite see this, so hold on. Get that there, okay. So now what we do is we go over here to these little dots, we're going to click on that, okay, and then we're going to click download. Now, you're not going to see it, but it actually takes a little bit of time. So my screen, it popped it up. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to drill it down into the, I got to go to my Windows Explorer here. I wish you could see the screen, but can't. I'm going to have to find the folder. So pre-trained weights, Insight Face, Models, Buffalo L, and then I'm just going to save it, okay? And then you'll see it over here that it went ahead and saved it. So now, got to go back here, get this other one. So same thing. We're going to click that, download. Now, the nice thing is once you already set up your where you're going to save it, your browser will remember. So let's click save, and then here we go over there. You see it popped up. All right. So now we still need to figure out the other folder. So we're going to click the back button a couple times, get back to our instructions. All right. So now we need to get back to, so we need to work on what's called a LivePortrait. So let's go ahead and highlight that, and we'll copy it, Control C. And then over here, we're going to go back and go back to pre-trained weights. All right. So there's Insight Face. So the other folder is LivePortrait. So we just right click, create a new folder, paste it in there, LivePortrait. So going back to our instructions, it says under here, we're going to need to create a folder called base model. So let's highlight that. Okay, we go into LivePortrait. Okay, right click it, new folder called base models. But now let's go over here and notice that's a subfolder, but in the same folder we need we need another folder, and we're going to need a file. So let's create the folder first. So we'll right click here. So then same thing, right click, new folder, retargeting models. We'll come back and fill these in later. But now we need to get this file, this landmark ONNX. We got to go back to our Google Drive. Now what I'm going to do this time so we don't lose our instruction sheet is I'm going to right click on the link and then click open in new link, or in new window, new tab. So that's going to pop us over here, and then we can just kind of go back and forth. Okay, so we got to go. We're going back over here. It says LivePortrait landmark.onx should be. So click there. All right, so there's our folders. We already created those, and here's the file we need. So let's click on that, and same thing. We're going to go download, and now it's going to say can't scan file for viruses. It's because it's a big file. This is why they had to upload this onto Google, because why we have to do it manually, because they can't put the files up there for us to download ourselves without paying money. So they're giving us something free. Of course, they don't want to pay to store files. So they're just going to put it up here. We just got to do it manually. Unless you get the one click, and then it's going to do it all for you. So we'll click this download anyway. And then same thing, it's going to bring up, you can't see it, but it's going to bring up a save menu. So you've got to go back and find the correct one, which is pre-trained weights, LivePortrait, and then we just save that bad boy there. And there it's coming down. Okay, so that was 109 megabytes there, and you can see it's there. So going back to our instructions, let's click this tab. We can see we're going to have to put one under retargeting models, and then we still have to get all of these too. So let's just go ahead and get this one, the stitching retargeting model path. So what we'll do is we'll go here, click into our retargeting models. Then we'll go back to our Google Drive, click on the folder here, and there it is. So, so we're going to click on that thing, click download. It brings up the window that you can't see. See, it's all faked, right? Retargeting models, and then we're going to save it, and you'll see it start to download. Here we go. All right. So going back to our directions, we still have to get these bad boys. So we're going to have to, let's over here, go back to our base models directory. We'll get into there. Now we go back to our Google Drive window. And what we're going to have to do is click here. That's going to take us back. And then we're going to click base models. Now we got to do each one of these one by one. So download it, same thing. We have to prompt it to say it's okay to download it. And then we have to find the correct folder, hit save. It should going to pop up there. Okay. So these are bigger. These are like 200 megabytes, that kind of thing. So we're going to do each same thing for all of these. Put it into thing. The nice thing about this is the download will already be in the location you need it. So once you do this, we get all four. And we save that bad boy. Okay, so there we go. So we have it all done. If we go back to our directions, it looks like we are done. Okay, so now this is code that you could use from the terminal if you want to try stuff. But the beautiful thing is it gives us a demo radio interface, and it's full functional. So it's really very good. So let's go ahead and now that we've got everything in our folders, let's head back to our terminal. I think it's here. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and clear the screen. So I'm going to type, oh, that's not right. Hold on just a second. There we go. No, that's not it either. There we go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and type CLS. That's going to clear the screen. Okay. Now, all you got to do, we're already in the we're already in, where the heck did I do that thing? Okay, we're already in the LivePortrait folder. So if we type dir, that means directory, it's going to show us everything that's in there. The app.py, and then here pre-trained weight, that's where we downloaded everything. But this is what we want to run, app.py. So what we're going to do, we're already in our Conda environment. We're already, I keep using the wrong screen. Here we go. All right, so then what we do is we type Python app.py. Okay, and that's going to go ahead and load it. So let's go ahead and do that. So and let this sit for a second, and it loads up. Okay, so now it's bringing up the place to run it. So now how come you can't see? Oh, there it is. Running done. Okay, so now notice it says running on a local URL, but it didn't give it numbers. So something's wonky in the thing. So what we're going to do is use this public URL. So just highlight that. Okay, we're going to go back to our browser. Control V. And voila, it's brought it up. Okay, how cool is that, right? So now this is really swanky. All we do is grab an image. So again, you're not going to see my screen here, but we just grab an image. Let's see, let's grab Johnny Cash here. Okay, now if you had a video that has some lip face, say, I mean, from a movie, you know, and the person's talking, it's going to grab it. But what's really cool is that we can use our webcam. Now, it's going to be interesting. I think we can use it while we're doing this, but you click here, click to access it. Now, you can't see it, but a thing comes up here that wants to allow the webcam. So I don't think it's going to let us do it because we're using it here. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to end up just being able to talk and move your head and da 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 da. And when you're done with it, you just click animate. It just takes just a few minutes. Now I can't animate this while we're doing this because it would just be too intensive. But here we can see some examples of stuff they did. You can click down here, and then you can click animate if you don't have your own stuff. I'll tell you what, I'll pause it. Let's let this run for a second. Okay, and that literally took less than 30 seconds. So let's see what it does. That's incredible, right? So this was the video that we were using. See, look at that. And then it created that. Okay, and then up here it gives you other things so you can actually see everything that's been done. I mean, that's incredible. Okay, here it's another. They do this one with real wonky eyes. Where did that one go? I can't remember. Let's try this one, I guess. I haven't seen this one. So we're going to go ahead and click the thing. It's going to bring it up. This is going to be.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, place them both in mine.
Okay, now notice this is a 34-second long video. This thing is incredible. I'm telling you, this app is amazing. So I'm going to pause it again, and we'll go ahead and let this run. Hold on. Okay, we're back, and that took about 1 minute. Okay, so I counted that out. So give or take. So let's see how it turns out. That's incredible. So the one thing about the software is it does remove the audio. So I'm working on getting this back into keeping the audio. So that's actually another reason why the one click that you get over there is going to be actually good, because as we update and the stuff, you'll keep getting the update stuff. In fact, I'm going to be creating a tool to package in there. So here's my workflow. So let's say I wanted to keep the sound from this. I would download this, I'd right click on it, and then I would save the video as. Okay. Sometimes it won't let you save the video as, so you just get the link and then you use download it. I would save that to my folder, call it MP4 or whatever. Then I would go down to this one. Same thing. I'd click this little button here and I'd download it. Okay, call it 2.mp4 or 2, whatever it's called. Okay. Then I would go use FFmpeg. I would extract the audio from the first video, and then I would add it to this video, and then I would end up with something like our original one here. Where did that go? I was looking through the book of photographic memory. All right, so in other words, it's a little bit of work to get the sound back in it, but you can do it. So this application is amazing, and it's free, and it's fast. This thing is so fast. It's incredible. I mean, again, so you can see here the side by side here of what they're doing. So in theory, you could put this on a webcam too, and just be changing stuff. It's just amazing. So I want to show you a few other things. So down here, what it does is it has this part in here where it retargets. So let's say I want to start with his face a little bit different. Okay, so what I can do, let's say the eyes are too open. So I could scroll this down, hit retarget, and notice it closes her eyes. Okay. So maybe this is the one you got and you want her eyes open, or maybe you want to do something buggy. You put it all the way up here and watch her eyes are suddenly going to be like, whoa. Okay. So then what you can do is scroll back up to here. You get rid of that. And then you can come take your retargeted image here, scroll up, and then drop it in there. Okay, so that's really clever. So that does the same thing with the mouth. If we want to, let's say her mouth is pretty closed. Let's say we want to start it up a little bit. Well, let's close those eyes up a little bit, retarget it, and now look at the mouth is open. Okay, let's do those eyes a little bit less and mouth a bit more. Yo, right? So you can play around. That's going to be real helpful when you're trying to get something, if you can't quite get it looking good so you can play around with it, this app is amazing. Okay, it's a little bit of work to get it installed, um, a little bit of work to get the video out and then add the audio back to it, but it's very doable. Okay, very doable. Now I'm going to show you how we install this with the one click. So let's really quickly go over here to our file explorer. We'll just pause here for a second, be right back. Okay, so we're here. So this is the install now just for the one click. So what we're going to do is we've downloaded this. Okay, we're just going to right click on it, extract it here. Okay, it's going to pop out a few files. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just double click this one that says install LivePortrait. Now let's go ahead and get this screen up so you can see what's happening. So after we clicked that, it opened up this terminal window on itself. It cloned it into there. If you look over here, you'll notice it's created the directories. Okay, but now let's read it. It says here, instructions: a web page will open up. Download the file to the same folder as the installer. When complete, press any key. So it goes ahead and it automatically pops up this window. Okay, so it's the same as the other one. When we were clicking it, Google wants us to know that, hey, listen, this is a pretty big file. We didn't check it for viruses, and so it's like, okay, fine, whatever. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna click it, download it, okay, and then what we're gonna do is we find the directory that we're installing this into. So the same directory that we ran git clone in that the installer is in, we go over to there, okay, and then we're going to save this .exe. Now what this .exe actually is it's a self-extracting zip file. Okay, so now that we've installed it, if we go back to our terminal, or we've downloaded it, all we got to do, we're going to click this button. Okay, hold on a second, we have a little bit of error. Sort it out. So all we do is we click the button here, and now it's going to open up the screen here. So let me see if we can see that. It's going to open up a window here. Okay, it's going to ask us to extract this. All we're going to do is just click extract, and as long as we're in the correct folder, it's going to extract all those models, all those ones that we had go dink, dink, dink. Therewith, this goes ahead and puts it all in there. So now we go back to here. Well, actually, let's see. I'll show you. Over here, we go to our folders. If we go in here and we go down here, you can see that it created all this stuff. And there's all of our files. Okay, that was way easier than having to go down there and download all that stuff. So, anyways, getting back out to here, we'll go back to finish up our install. It says common environment already exists. Okay, mine already exists. So I'm going to press no on this. Okay, remember we did this before. You would press yes. Okay, it would go ahead and create the Honda environment. Now it's going to go ahead and download. It's going to install the CUDA toolkit. And I'll tell you what, I figured out a way here that we're actually getting our CUDA toolkit there done in an even swankier way than we normally do it, even a little bit more powerful. That's why this thing's running so fast. So very cool. So same thing, we're going to press yes to do this. Okay, then it's going to go through all your requirements and all this kind of stuff. Bottom line is, you're going to sit here, go through this. All you did was you clicked it. It brought up a web page that you just had to download. That was the most difficult part of the thing, was you had to click on the download and get it into the right folder. It's just the same one that the installer's in. You just download the same place, and then you go back to your file and just hit anything. It opens up that extract thing, and then it does it all for you. So here it's installing everything, and then it's done. Okay, so when it's done, then all we got to do is click this bad boy. You just click run, and it's going to go ahead and do it all for us. Same thing, get us back up to where we were before. Let's close that out. Get us back here. Okay, so there you go. That's incredible. That was so easy, right? So this is all over there on my Patreon site. It's like $5 to become a member, and then you get all sorts of apps. You get chatbot apps, you can get face swapping apps, all that just for members, get it all for free. So that's the easiest way, or else go through what we just did and get it done and make some very cool stuff. And when you do make stuff, share it with me because I want to see it. I want to see what you guys are doing. So that was LivePortrait. Amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. So enjoy that. Ask me if you got any questions. You can hit me up. I have the Discord. You can always ask questions on. And as usual, you stay good and we will catch you later.